ScottPlexCity.
Marks.
ScottPlexCity.
Marks.
ScottPlexCity.
Marks.
ScottPlexCity.
Marks.
Yo, welcome back to another edition of ScottPlexCity. I'm Scott Pank. That's Scotty B right there.
What do you say? What's going on?
This week, I gotta say, was one of the slowest weeks in wrestling that we've had in quite a while.
A little quiet, yeah. Nobody released. No. There's one major thing that happened on Raw, but as far as everything else goes,
yeah, but we all knew about the
yeah.
major thing coming on Raw. That wasn't like a total surprise.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about the same thing.
Well, there was kind of a surprise that went along with that, if that's what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, I didn't get the surprise to go along with it. So yeah, we'll just start off right there. John Cena made his triumphant return to Monday Night Raw. He comes out there, cuts a John Cena promo saying new era, whatever they got come through me, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Then we all would have thought that it was going to be John Cena coming down to take on Rusev. But that didn't happen at all because Rusev is now taking on Titus O'Neil.
Which kind of surprised me there, giving him the big push after that whole
debacle
with him touching Vince McMahon.
Don't touch God. And
pretty much.
So AJ Styles comes out. Crowd is going wild.
5 minutes of AJ Styles, let's go Cena. AJ Styles, let's go Cena.
Crazy.
5 minutes worth of that stuff.
That's something that you never thought you would really
No.
ever see. AJ Styles versus John Cena. Especially going back 3-4 years ago. It's like, nah, I don't think we're ever going to see this happen.
That's a dream matchup right there, and it's going to
People
happen.
loved it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the chant went on forever.
It did.
It would have went longer if AJ didn't start
Yeah.
talking. Like AJ started talking, that shut him up, and we all think that. Then we got Gallows and Anderson. They come on out, and you think that they're gonna like team up AJ and Cena.
I think we're gonna have a Teddy Long tag team match play, but what happens? AJ turns heel.
Wow.
He joins back up with the club, so it was all a ruse. They didn't break up.
Do you like how they played it?
I like because you didn't expect it. It was one of those. Wow, I didn't expect that to happen. With the whole them going their separate ways, you thought, okay, that's what's going to happen. They're going to have Anderson Gallo do the tag team thing. Have AJ maybe go after the Intercontinental Championship or maybe the U.S. Championship. Have him do his own thing, and they totally played us.
Yeah, they definitely did, and they could always be like, "Hey, we knew that they were coming back. That's why we play." If people want a deep storyline.
Mm-hmm.
But very few people want a deep storyline. But you could get a deep storyline there if you're a smart that really wants one. So that's going to be very interesting to see where this goes. Is Cena going to recruit and get more people on his side? Because it really is 3-on-1 at the current moment. We are talking Super Cena, though. Super Cena...
This is true. This is the guy who basically...
Don't let him charge up.
Yeah, this is the guy who basically took down the Nexus all by himself, more or less. So,
He did.
Yeah.
He took the Wyatt... He buried
pretty much
the
buried
Wyatt
Wyatts.
family.
He took down Rusev after Rusev was, plowing down everyone. He basically destroyed Damian Sandow, and he pushed that guy had when he was the Money in the Bank holder. So
I think AJ Styles needs this win.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, because I think him losing 2 times back-to-back isn't going to be really good. I think he'll still be able to have the momentum and power to continue on, but a loss is going to really hurt him, where a loss to Cena is not going to hurt Cena. Come on. Let's just be real here. At least let AJ get match 1, the first match, and then let Cena get the next 2.
Kevin Owens,
exactly.
Kind of do maybe a back-and-forth thing, or kind of the way AJ and Chris Jericho were going. They were going one shot, boom. AJ wins this one. Jericho won that one, and then AJ, they went back and forth. If they can do it that with Cena, nothing's going to hurt Cena.
No.
I mean,
I
don't care how you book him. He's over. The guy's been around for over 10 years now. He doesn't need to be winning all the time. He doesn't need a belt. He doesn't need any of that because he's got still tons of fans. The kids absolutely love him. Give him a victory every now and then, but he doesn't need to be the guy beating everyone.
How do you think this plays out? What is it for? Who's the best? Like, or is it just hey, we're just gonna wrestle and put on matches? I'm a star, you're a star. I'm the star of the other world. You're the star of this world.
I'm just hoping this isn't like Vince's way of saying, screw you, TNA. let's bury one of your biggest stars that you ever had.
Because we buried Sting, so now let's bury AJ.
Yeah.
But then again, AJ was in that Seth Rollins documentary, however you say it.
I have
in
not
the part
watched
of the
that
country.
yet, but
extremely good, highly recommend it.
I have seen some of the highlights of it, and it looks really
It's
really
amazing. He was in there a few times, and they're showing some matches and all that stuff. So I don't know where they're going to really go with AJ, and I feel like maybe AJ is different than Sting because you could get way more years out of him. You can really make him your guy. His merchandise is selling. You see kids in the audience. They all have his gloves on, and they're all doing the AJ thing. So
the guy is over. I mean, he was over even before he came into the company.
Yeah, now he's just a huge. Now he really is a global star.
It wasn't one of those things where no one really knew who he was when he walked out at the Royal Rumble. I mean,
right.
The crowd totally popped. They knew who he was. So, I mean,
I just don't know where it's going. That's the thing. I need some. I get the backstory where you could be like, okay, well, we knew Cena was coming. That's why we faked all this here, so we could turn and take Cena here. I get the very back story you could do there, but why is AJ going after Cena? Is it because he don't like his style, that he's too corny? But then you could say
he wants to be the man, pretty much, I guess. You know, since Cena is the guy who runs the place, as he said. Take out the guy who runs the place.
Does Cena actually make the C Nation finally?
Who would be his partners? You know,
who would be Cena's partners?
Would you bring in Finn Balor? You know, maybe.
I would say like Finn Balor would be something.
But he's more or less.
I feel like Finn would be a leader of his own thing. I don't feel like Finn would come and join a group. I think he'd lead a group. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think this will all come together once.
Titus O'Neil on Cena's side.
That could be. You know, they're buds. If they were to go that route, I mean, I think this is all going to start really coming together once they do the brand split. That's when things are really going to get interesting. We only have, like a month and a half before all that happens.
And as we build up to that, we'll have a special show where we do a mock draft, like a week or 2 weeks out of that. So that's still to come. Just because we're not doing a mock draft now, like all the other million podcasts out there, it's still like a month and a half away. Like, let's see how things fall out, because I don't want to do a mock draft every single week when everything is debunked that we say in week one. You know what I mean?
Because we don't even know are they going to have two champions, if that's the big rumor that they're going to do. And so we don't really know exactly. I mean, they even said it on Raw. I mean, both Steph and Shane were like, we don't know who's going to host or who's going to run this show and that show.
Right.
What things are going to go. This is still a work in progress.
But the tension's building between them. You know the split's coming. You can tell the split's coming. We are going to talk about some more Raw results in a few minutes, and Stephanie McMahon kind of setting the seed for something I can foresee happening here. I don't know if anybody else is picking this up, but with what you were just saying there with Stephanie and everything, and rumors going on, is that there's going to be a rumored women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Some rumors about that.
I don't know how much I don't know if a ladder match like that plays into the the abilities of the women wrestlers. Like, you know, they're not like the biggest girls. They're not.
At the same time, they're so much better than most of the divas that they had back. So many of them before were just models who wrestled. And now all these girls, or at least most of them, are truly wrestlers.
Yeah.
So to have them in a match like that would elevate, I think.
Well, there would be, is there 8 people in the Money in the Bank? 6?
As far as like the men go, there's supposed to be 7, and all of a sudden it's kind of like they just decided to get away from that one last one. It's just gonna be 6, but it's usually about 6, 7, or 8 people.
Let's say the girls would probably do 4. They don't have enough to do like.
I don't think they would have enough. I mean, you have Charlotte.
You
have Becky Lynch.
Well, Charlotte wouldn't be in it because she's champion.
This is true. I didn't even think of it.
So Becky Lynch,
or it could
Sasha.
If maybe not so much a Money in the Bank ladder match, have it be a ladder match for the championship.
That would be cool.
That would be cool
I could
too.
deal with that.
But if we were to have one for like a briefcase, you got Becky Lynch, you have Sasha, you have Paige, you have Dana Brooke. You could throw in a couple of the NXT girls.
Bayley.
Bayley, she's more likely going to show
Eva
up
Marie.
person. put her in there.
As much as you hate her, though, she's fun to boo.
I don't hate her.
I'm not saying you in general. I just mean the listener.
I mean,
because most likely the listener.
She's still very,
her.
very. Green.
But she's fun to boo.
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
exactly.
she's fun to boo.
You have your Natalia. Naomi is.
Yeah,
still
I guess
out
they
there.
could do
I mean,
6 people if they really wanted to.
You know.
They have 6 people that people would recognize.
And Tamina's another one. I mean, both those two are hurt right now, but I mean, they could come back if they were to. I don't know how long they're going to be out. Don't know if you want to put someone who just came back from an injury into a match where you can possibly get injured, but I mean, I think you have enough. At least 6 girls, you know, or women.
Yeah, I don't know really how I feel about 6 girls going at it in a ladder match. I don't know. Maybe I just can't see it because I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to see it to like it. Let's start off with a ladder match first. Put the 2 best women out there in a ladder match. Let's see how that goes. And then maybe let's go into a 6 women's ladder match for something
I
down the road.
think I've seen the women's matches. Like, they've had ladder matches in TNA. And of course, most of their female wrestlers are nowhere near as good as what they have at WWE, but it went off okay.
What's the female equivalent to a briefcase?
I think they would still use a briefcase, but maybe I don't want to get sexist or anything like that. Say what, a purse?
That's why I was asking what would be the female equivalent, or am I like a sexist for even asking that?
I think you're a sexist for asking that.
I thought so. So Stephanie, she kind of went off on Charlotte a little bit. And a little more than what she normally goes off on people, calling her like a disgust and how she's like an embarrassment to the company.
Snotty little brat or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the pot killing, the whatever that term is, you know.
Hot calling the kettle black.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, and for some reason it just kind of blew up my mind.
But I feel we might see Stephanie back in the ring.
We could.
Versus Charlotte.
She was in the ring not so long ago, that SummerSlam match against Brie Bella, so she can still go.
And they put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
I always see her in Triple H posting their late night workout sessions.
Workouts, yeah. She still has it.
Charlotte and Steph? SummerSlam?
I could definitely see that.
Bigger than, do they hold off on Sasha?
I'm hearing rumors that Vince isn't all that high on Sasha right now because she's quote unquote maybe injury prone. I don't know. Once again, it's dirt sheets. You can't believe it.
No,
but,
you can't.
You know, a lot of people are calling for Sasha, and especially like this past Monday, when Dana and Charlotte were beaten down on Natalya. It sounded like they were calling out for Sasha. Becky Lynch came out, which I'm happy with. I like Becky, but where exactly is Sasha right now? I think she has been hurt. Obviously, I think she maybe have come back recently from injury on some of these live shows, but I don't know. They might be waiting a little longer to bring out Sasha.
But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see Charlotte for Stephanie, and I'm kind of picking that up. That's what I'm pulling out of that. Maybe I'm reading too deep and trying to find something there, but to me, it seems like they're building up to some tension. Either Stephanie's going to get in the ring, or she's going to get somebody that's going to fight for her. Maybe Sasha.
That could be
Maybe that's how Sasha comes into play. Steph and Charlotte have their beef, and Steph's like, well, I'm not fighting. I'm a manager now. I'm a general manager now. General manager of SmackDown now. And
you're calling she's going to take over SmackDown.
I am calling it. And I think possibly that's how you get Charlotte involved.
That could be. That could be. Once again, I think a lot of it's going to come together once they do the whole brand split. I mean, they're just like going to probably tease a whole bunch of stuff, and then we'll see exactly what happens when all that goes down.
Do they split up the New Day?
They better
They
not.
can't.
They can't do that.
You can't split up the New Day. That's like splitting up the Usos. You can't do that.
I mean, I wouldn't understand any split up of any team. I mean,
no, I wouldn't either.
It's all. I hated when they did it back in the day with the Dudleys.
That was the Reverend
Devon.
I forgot.
And Batista was his second there.
I hated that so
Deacon
much.
Batista.
Please don't do that again. Please don't do that again. We're gonna talk about Roman in a little bit, but let's get into Raw here. We had Rusev come out as the United States champion. He takes on Zack Ryder. Pretty much a squash match in a sense, but at least they're using Zack, I guess, at the end of the day.
Zack has some offense, and so it's so bad.
And then when you think John Cena's gonna come out, it's Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil again, yeah.
I mean, I know we mentioned this earlier, But I really did not see that one coming. If it wasn't somebody like, like a John Cena, I thought it would have been maybe a Sami Zayn or maybe an AJ Styles or somebody that's more face and over than Rusev or than Titus.
I'm certainly surprised, basically because like we mentioned before, the whole thing that happened with McMahon and Titus. I thought they would have just kind of kept him in the background and have him come back and just basically be a guy who's going to be on main event and Superstars and be your jobber. Maybe he's going to end up jobbing out to Rusev, but the fact that he's getting prime time.
And whoever fights Rusev gets a huge reaction.
Absolutely.
Anyways.
I mean, because you got the ultimate foreign bad guy who's got the U.S. title. Anyone who goes against him is going to be.
I would love just to see the WWE kind of pull a fast one on us and have like Sami Zayn or Chris Jericho come out and see if the crowd still chants USA.
It's happened before. I've seen it happen.
The USA, dude, we're not like I'm Canadian here, bro.
I've seen that happen in the past where I think it was Bret Hart was on a team or something like that, and he just happened to be in the ring. They were going against some other foreign guys, and they're chanting USA. It's like the guy in the ring right now is Canadian, so it's not working. Maybe do it when the American guy's actually in the ring before you start doing that chant. Hello.
That would be funny. I would find that pretty funny. So that was good. Nice little setup. We'll see how Titus can go here. Extreme or at Money in the Bank. He's probably going to lose. Enzo, Big Cass, they take on the Dudley Boys. They knock the Dudley Boys around.
I don't.
They're really just showing that they're really the team to be reckoned with right now.
I don't.
They are cutting amazing promos.
I don't.
They have the crowd, in love with them.
I don't.
If there's one group that's more over than them, it's the New Day. But other than that, I don't know if there's anybody, take away AJ Styles and Cena. That's a whole other level we just found out. But who else other than New Day is really bigger than Enzo and Big Cass right now? And they've only been around a month and a half.
Yeah, nobody really. Those guys are just... That whole promo got me totally cracking up.
Yeah.
What about the cheese? We got your sharp cheddar, your mild cheddar.
Good.
I don't.
I love...
I'm not going to mention from under. That totally got me right
That was good.
I
didn't see that one coming.
I was like, wait a minute. And then, probably the little kids, what does from under mean, Mom and Dad?
They're just like nasty cheese. It's stanky.
It's bad, stanky
it's bad
cheese.
Stay away from that cheese. You don't want that cheese. Enzo, Big Cass, they definitely going to... I think they're really pulling away from Dudley Boys taking a championship. That's not going to happen for a while now. Yeah. Because right now we're really going to get this Enzo, Big Cass, Dudley Boy feud that was supposed to happen over the past month. But got delayed, obviously, because of Enzo's injury. All right, well, we'll see where it goes. I don't know what New Day's doing.
It's going to be them and Gallows and Anderson. They got beat down beginning of the show there, so that's where they're going to go with that.
No. Does Enzo and Big Cass team with Cena somehow? I don't want that. I don't know.
I think that they'll keep them away from them right now, I think.
I hope so.
I think they'll keep them away from that, yeah.
Please keep them away from Cena. They don't need that.
No.
They don't even need AJ Styles, bro. They just let them go and do their thing. Ooh, that could get bad. Maybe as bad as...
I can see the New Day along with John Cena have that sort of thing going on right there. But yeah, I have a feeling they're going to put the straps on Gallows and Anderson. That's what's going to happen there.
Huh? I'm not going to be mad at that.
No.
But what I am mad at is Dana Brooks. Brooke. her match against Natalie. I don't know, Dana Brooke. She didn't look like it. It was just really.
Yeah, the finisher was kind of
sloppy,
weak, very sloppy. I mean,
slow and really just not. It didn't flow good.
Yeah, they brought her up way too quick.
And I'm not even putting this on Natalie because we know she's a great worker. So that's Dana.
Yeah,
that was bad. Maybe Dana needs to disappear. Yeah, bring her back with somebody else.
She needs to go back down to NXT. I mean, the reason why they brought her up was due to the fact there were so many injuries, so they needed faces, and she looked like she was improving, but she still needs to work down there.
We're going to still talk about Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns in a minute. Baron Corbin once again beat Dolph Ziggler via disqualification. How many times is Baron going to beat Dolph? Like, let's just move on to something else now. This is just starting, to me, it's starting to become a little much.
I don't know. I don't even know where exactly they're going. Because when I saw that they're going to have another match, I'm like, okay, we've had this enough. How many times are we going to do this? I kind of like what they did there. You know, Dolph saying, okay, I want a technical wrestling match. He comes out in his Kent State Wrestling hoodie, and then he puts the headgear on. And what does he do? He kicks him right in the family jewels. And then, you know, even though you won, you're still the loser. So that's probably, it means that feud's going to probably go on for at least another month or two.
Yeah. I don't know how into it I am. We'll see, though. Sami Zayn, Dean Ambrose, and Cesaro defeat Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, and Alberto Del Rio, the 6 men that are in the Money in the Bank match. I like how they're teaming them up, but the main event was great. A lot of great wrestlers in it. But, I don't know. Just wasn't... I didn't think it was the greatest it could have been.
I enjoyed the match. I thought. I mean, they gave it a good 20 minutes or so.
So
I like the fact they gave that a lot of time because it gives you the feel like, okay, the match between these guys is going to be mega important. So put these guys together and give them lots of time to see exactly what they can do once they have the ladder, the briefcase, and the whole 9 yards.
I think the biggest thing I dislike about it is that they just take all of them and put them in one match.
Yeah.
Let's spread it out a little bit more throughout the night.
WWE mentality.
You know what I mean? It's like, let's get all the stars in. So we're going to have a tag team match because we need to get our 4 stars out there somehow tonight. So what are we going to do? We're going to tag team. Yeah. You know what I mean? I would have liked it to have 3 singles matches. Hour 1, hour 2, and hour 3.
That could have worked too.
But whatever.
You know, we still have...
And then maybe save that before maybe the go-home show. Yeah. And then you could have it end in a crazy all-out brawl. But
we still have a few weeks to end up doing that. They probably will end up doing that, you know.
But I'm not booking, and I'm not claiming to be the best booker ever. So chances are they're doing the right thing because they're still in business, and they've been for a very, very long time. So Rollins, he comes out and teases that he's going to jump in the ring with Roman, but he doesn't do that. Keeps running up to the ring, then backs away. Then runs up to the ring, backs away. He is such a jerk.
Yeah,
he is so good.
He's a great heel, and that's one thing I hated about looking at Twitter and whatnot. Oh, that was a pointless segment. Like, you're building up to a big match at a pay-per-view. You don't throw everything out there.
That's what he does.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the chicken crap freaking wrestler. He's supposed to be the bad guy who runs away. Once he gets in the ring, that's when he shows that he is the man. They're just delaying the inevitable, okay? You're going to have a great match between these guys.
Yeah.
It's a story. It progresses. Remember this, people. It can't happen. Everything can't happen all at once, or it's just going to be, okay, let's move on to the next thing. We're done here now.
And let's not forget that there's a chance we're going to get a triple threat with the Shield.
Eventually.
Let's not forget that's probably going to happen sooner than later now.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ambrose ends up winning the Money in the Bank.
And if he does...
we might have something happen there.
Come on.
It's going to be huge.
Anyways, they're complaining about Seth Rollins the same way they're complaining about him 8 months ago when he was healthy. So basically, it just says he's doing his job right. All you smarky, whatever you want to call hating Seth Rollins, for that, that's just...
And if you're a person who hates some of these smarkies who do nothing but complain, follow Bubba Ray Dudley on Twitter, because he puts a lot of these people in their place. He is awesome.
What's an example of him putting somebody in place?
He basically was just telling all these people to shut up. You know?
Oh, he does?
Basically, he was like, okay, this guy's buried. I'm like, what are you talking about? Enzo, over. Big Cass, over. AJ, over. This person, over. He was basically just, shut up, you idiots. You're driving me nuts.
That's awesome. So Rollins, Roman, gonna be amazing. Just hold on. Right now, there's a lot of heat on Roman. So Seth is in the process of taking a lot of that heat. Seth is going to possibly turn Roman face here, which is the face turn that maybe Roman should have had when he knocked out Vince McMahon 4 months ago. So that's going to be pretty dope right there. We'll see how this leads up, and if Rollins definitely got himself heel again, so now let's see if he can turn Roman face with the crowd.
And if we want to go back to that whole Bubba Ray Dudley tweet, here's another good one. Bitch, moan, complain, repeat. Welcome to the IWC. Boom.
He definitely summed it up there. Now, before we're out of here, there is an article put out by Golitha? I don't know.
I've never even heard of it.
Whatever, but it's like, so it's the 17 WWE superstars that need to just go away. I'm only going to pick out like 5 here going down the list. I want you to see if you agree or not.
Right.
Sin Cara. I say he could go, honestly.
He probably could. I always liked him when he was teaming up with Kalisto. So if you were to keep that tag team together, I say yes. You keep him. You hold on to him.
Jerry Lawler. Hell no.
Hell no. He's a legend.
You're an idiot. Jack Swagger.
I think it's his time to go. I mean, he's just...
I think he can make more money on the indies
probably
right
on
now.
the indies, yeah. He's been relegated to basically the superstars and the main event and all that kind of stuff. And I don't mean the main event of a show. I mean the show main event. I mean, it's kind of sad for a guy who was world heavyweight champion to be where he is now. I mean, he kind of did it to himself back in the day. It's like right before WrestleMania 29, he got busted for, I think he was drunk and he had weed and all that kind of stuff. So I think he basically did it to himself. But still, it's kind of sad to see that a guy who was that high on the card all of a sudden right down.
Zack Ryder.
No,
he's got so much in the tank still.
He's a company guy. I mean, he's basically doing what he's told, and I think he deserves more, but he's doing what he can to help the company.
Yeah,
he's still over.
And I'm trying to scroll down here to the number 1 person on their list. I just passed Sheamus.
No, I think he still needs Sheamus. He's still a good heel.
And who's here? The Boogeyman.
Boogeyman?
Why would you have?
I think he's on a Legends deal or something like that.
Yeah. You just have Sin Cara twice on this list.
Where did you find this list?
I don't know. I just came across it. It popped up on one of my feeds, and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" I don't know. Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of superstars that have a lot left to show. It's just about how you can bring them out. I
mean, especially right now, I don't think you can really get rid of anyone because if you're going to have the brand split, you need people on both shows, obviously. So, and that's why I think it's kind of ridiculous that you got rid of some guys like Damian Sandow, who still had definitely plenty left in the tank, and they could have used him a whole lot more. If they're going to do a brand split.
Could have put him back with Miz.
Yeah. Or just giving him the whole. Well, they basically went back to that whole.
That
gimmick that he had before,
attitude,
the pompous attitude, the savior of the unwashed masses. They kind of went back to that, but they weren't using him. It was just basically jobber. He didn't even have the entrance, the whole 9 yards. He was basically on the C shows and all that kind of stuff that not too many people were watching all that much. So they still could have used him. Cody Rhodes, he just wasn't happy. So there's all that.
Cody Rhodes could have been a star on that.
And now it looks like he's got his first big match at this show.
He put out a list and he put like people he wants to wrestle on.
Dalton Castle was one of them. I thought that was freaking awesome. I saw that. I'm like, oh, maybe he wants to go to ROH. That's pretty cool.
I was going to bring up how your boy Dalton is on that list.
I would absolutely. I would mark out big time if I saw that match happening. But apparently he is going to have a match for the NEW. They have that show that was not too long ago in Schenectady. I think that's going to happen in. I can't remember where it's going to happen.
Dalton is?
No, this is Cody. He's going to have a match with Kurt Angle. First time these two have ever gone against each other. It's at a show in. All I know it's at the NEW, and I can't remember where the heck the stupid thing is. I didn't do my research. I apologize.
Well, while you're looking that up, I'll kind of just wrap things up here. So that's pretty much it this week in wrestling. Check out the Seth Rollins documentary if you haven't yet. Redesign, rebuild, and reclaim. It goes through the whole process of him getting back into the ring. Shows some really tough moments, some high moments, and it shows the moment until he goes right into the ring at Extreme Rules, which was really cool. It was really great. It's only an hour, so check that out. Hit that subscribe button in Pank's Podcast. That way you get notified whenever we drop a new edition of ScottPlexCity. Every single Wednesday we put out the podcast. You can subscribe in iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, wherever you at, check it out. There's the video editions. Look on our social medias for the video version of this podcast. At Scott Radio is how you can get at me. Scotty B's is at ScottyB1976.
You got it.
Scotty Blaine on Facebook.
Scotty Bizzle76 on the Instagram. And of course, today...
You can't find it?
I can probably find it, but the phone is not doing anything right now. Can't load results. I can't find anything.
I'll tell you what. We'll just put it in the description of this podcast.
That works for me.
So just look below where it says description, and you'll see when and where this Cody Rhodes, Kurt Angle match is going down at.
Okay,
He's got it.
I got it.
I was just
It
about
is
to shut
happening
it off.
at Dutchess Stadium, Wappingers Falls, New York, Saturday, August the 27th.
You might
It
have
is
to take a
Wrestling
trip.
Under the Stars, yes.
You might have to trip that out. That would be
pretty freaking awesome.
wow. Well, Cody, we love you.
We do love you.
We love you. This is ScottPlexCity. Enjoy yourself. Have a good one. Peace. ScottPlexCity.
Marks.
ScottPlexCity.
Marks.
ScottPlexCity.
Marks.
ScottPlexCity.
Marks.